We going.
Esa tomerta, esa move es gay.
English or Spanish?
Spanish.
Y primero, se mueva es gay. Okay, wait, how do we get out of this?
All right, I'm gay.
Baby, you got something in your nose.
I got something in my notes. It's a remix.
No. Let's just
How
relax.
we doing?
Come on. Could you guys
How
stop?
we doing? Podcast.
Can we just open the
How
podcast
we
like
doing?
normal people for
We're
once?
running and we're
Maybe
going
people aren't
for
into
cash.
singing and
Buy a
artists.
shirt,
You know what I'm saying?
buy a effing shirt, cause that's a nice
is what I
shirt
have
for
to put up
you and me. And the How We Doing podcast.
Maybe
for
people don't
me
want to buy
and
the shirts
you.
because they don't like you.
No,
You're just singing all the damn
I'm
time.
so tired. I'm very. I've expressed this to you the other day,
Here we go again.
but you've been bringing negative energy when I'm doing music, and I do not appreciate it.
Because I don't like
bit.
your one song.
I don't care.
Because you know why I don't like it? Because
Why?
every time you're playing it, you're singing it in the most high pitched
I literally
voice ever.
do that, and then I sing it in that tone.
No, you don't. If we were on a
Bro,
podcast right now,
but
you'd start
seriously though,
singing
like
it in a higher
music is
pitch.
sacred, bro. Don't
don't
be knocking on it as
Yo,
we're doing
but
it.
okay,
That's so wrong.
That's fine, bro. But you
Especially when we're doing this.
You're being a little, like, all right.
Okay.
With what? What am I being?
Buy the shirt.
Buy a shirt now. Because I said we're running and we're gunning for cash. It's just I'm freestyling, bro.
All right.
Buy a shirt now.
We don't need to start so
How we
hostile.
doing
That's not what we're about here on the
podcast?
How We Doing podcast. Okay. Can we intro the podcast so that people don't
We already
think
did.
we're
Ese
incompetent?
They run
primero
away.
es el
Guys,
mueva.
come back. Just wait a second.
Don't go
We're
nowhere.
here. Okay, we're starting the podcast. All right.
Don't go nowhere.
Now.
Don't go nowhere.
Welcome back, episode 68. How We Doing podcast. Thank you for joining us. This is your first time joining us. Welcome. We appreciate you. If you've been listening and watching, appreciate you as well.
Word.
We're gonna get into it right away.
Appreciate
Let's talk about something. Let's give the people.
Something that's like, okay, well, here's a question. All right.
Give me a question.
Let's start naming things that's full service. And not like,
Gas?
no,
In New Jersey?
Like full service, like, all right,
Isn't that? I'm sorry.
go.
Real quick.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy that people in New Jersey can't pump their own gas? Why is that?
Why can't they?
It's illegal.
Oh, they can't.
It's not. You can't do it.
It's not really, it's
It's
frowned
illegal
upon.
though. So like you'll get arrested.
That's
in
what
New
people
Jersey.
say. I don't know the Jersey laws,
Come
but
on, this
apparently.
crazy town.
Good thing we have a producer with a computer.
And then it's like,
Say it one more time.
now you got to tip this guy. You got to tip at your gas station because he's giving you full service. Mierda.
We're taking this in a different direction, but you know what?
But
if you're
what's
talking
full
about-
service?
Yeah,
what
but
are you talking about?
do you tip the guys? I'm sorry.
Yeah, go for
Do
it.
you tip the guys like regularly, like at a gas station that are full service?
The only
In New
person
York?
I've ever tipped for gas is Mo at OK.
What if it's
that's
like
my
really
guy.
cold out? It's raining.
Yeah, that's why I've tipped him before.
But just Mo, he just gets the special
Yeah,
treatment.
Muhammad, that's my guy right there.
That's
Nobody
it,
else.
That's the one.
I've never tipped anyone else from pumping my gas. No,
Are you a biased tipper?
no.
I think you should just give a little tippage depending on the situation.
I feel like Nico's cheap.
You think so?
Tell us
I
how
feel like
really
you
feel.
are. I mean, you buy stuff for me all the time, but that's just because it's me and you. But
How much you tip your barber?
10.
Cheapo.
I tipped him 12 last time because he did a good job.
Cheapo.
That's not cheap. That's more than generous.
Gave him $2 extra for
How
a really
much you
good
tip
job.
your barber?
I give him 15.
No, you don't. You just said that to one up me on the
No,
pod.
me
Make
too.
me look like a bad person. You don't tip 15.
I tip 15.
You're cheaper than I.
15. I just go.
Not true.
You're the man.
I'm not cheap, bro. I'm not cheap. I'm that
Listen,
that
he was
type
buying-
of buying what?
He was buying margaritas in Mexico.
Yo, I had a dream that we were in Cabo. And
I was buying margaritas too. I just wasn't drinking as much as you guys.
Nah, you were cheap. You were cheap.
Yeah, you know,
the
funny
bill.
thing,
The bill showed it. You were cheap.
Wait, yeah, I got the bill. And,
You guys are putting it on our room.
It was on
no,
my
we
card.
weren't, bro.
Everybody
No,
just
I'm
kept
kidding.
on
I'm
saying
kidding.
Bianco.
way.
Once they
Yes,
know your name, that's
Bianco.
it. They know your name, that's it. Se fue.
That's it.
But I had a dream. It was last night, I
They
think,
told
outta
Feldman,
here.
yeah,
that
that's it.
we weren't drinking that much, but when we were drinking, we were paying out of pocket. And then I just had this feeling. I was like, "Oh, we can buy way more drinks. Don't worry about how the money we have, and just charge it to the room."
So you just had this dream, and
Yeah.
it was a logical decision on vacation, and then you woke up.
Yeah, it was a faint dream. It just came back to me because we were talking about tipping, I guess.
Does
I don't
that
know.
seem, now that
wow.
he just recapped what you said, do you feel that was important to bring to the show?
I mean, when a dream comes back to you, you have to say it. No matter whether you're on a podcast, whether you're
What, it just came
on the
back
phone,
to you?
doesn't matter. Yeah, I just when you have the epiphany of what you were actually dreaming about last night. Yeah, that's what happened.
That's what happened.
But
Very
what
nice.
is full service?
All right, full service. Full service is like, hey, why IKEA? Boom, full service.
Ooh.
Like 10 out of 10.
10 out of 10. That's really what it is. What's a 10 out of 10 for you? But full,
Full
service.
I
Clean
like
socks,
when the
full
guy
service.
at the gas station does the windows. That's full service.
Mm.
Something that's full service, but that's not actually being delivered by
Yeah.
somebody else.
Most
Full
gas stations
service.
have that. You should take advantage of it. You can use it all the time. They got the little
What's a little
What's
full,
full
service
service?
action?
full
Hmm.
service.
Come on, make this interesting. Let's go.
Come on,
Hit
come
it.
on,
Hip
come
it.
on.
Go.
Full body massage. Full service.
That's a full
All
service.
right.
That is
That's
a full
little,
service.
like,
But
self-explanatory.
I gotta
But
go to
yeah,
get a
that's
massage
too
soon.
obvious though. Like, what's another thing that's full service? Like, hey, these
Another-
mics right now, full service.
Hey,
Hitting all green lights on like the way home.
Ooh, full service.
I get a little full service.
That's full service.
No traffic on the parkway.
Full
That's
service
full service.
for show. That's full service.
You know what a cousin of full service is?
Why you?
I thought something was gonna come to me, boom, because I'm a performer. But
Okay,
shit.
ready? An easy Monday. Full service.
I'm off Mondays. I can't relate.
What do you mean? That's an easy Monday. Yeah.
Clean underwear.
guess you're right,
full
but I knew you were
service.
going.
Cool. No. Hold back here. Clean underwear is
Oh, that's just like
that's a normal standard.
that's a standard service.
Yeah, that's like expected service. Like it's
Yeah.
like normal greeting. Like, hey, how you doing? You know,
That's what that it's like.
full service, man. I don't know.
You know, you
dude.
like my underwear.
Full
You remind me
service.
of my clean underpants before I go to work.
Okay.
full service. A cup of coffee in the morning. That's full service.
Oh,
Full service. Yeah.
Oh,
Not a burnt espresso. Full service.
yeah.
Oh, let
Yeah.
me tell you something
Hell
about a
yeah.
little full service as well. Ready?
Go.
A little everything bagel toasted, little scallion cream cheese, and a piece of lox on there. Yeah, my last name's Feldman, and I like lox.
You have a subtle
Full
list.
service.
Say something about it. I don't have a lisp.
He was kind of letting himself get into the twang of like
Sometimes I
saying.
can
Say I have a
speak.
subtle lisp again.
You have a subtle lisp.
I don't have a lisp.
Sometimes when you pronunciate, now you're gonna be insecure about. I'm sorry.
I don't have a
Feel
lisp.
free to talk like that. I love when you talk like that.
It's because when I'm getting like
Conversation's
when I
getting
change
weird.
tones,
Yeah,
like sometimes I could get a little, you know,
Like the days ago.
I got a little.
Yeah, Chris has got a little tints to him. That's
No,
all.
I don't.
he-
You.
When he gets into a mode of speaking about something, sometimes
Sometimes I
Something
just
it
think.
just goes like this.
You know what, bro?
It's not a list.
I really commend
Not a
people.
list. No, it's not a list. It's
Not
just like a
speaking
little
about you, but
sass to the speaking.
I commend people.
I have a
I commend people who have lisps because they own it.
How about this? Pretty woman sits next to you on the bus for a long ride and smells good. Full service.
It's nice when you get a nice scent of a woman. That sounded weird. No, like
It's just the
like you
scent
go
of a
into the
woman.
store and like
Yeah,
the
like
wo-
scent.
like oh, I really like that perfume. Like I would like to smell that again.
You'd like to smell a woman that.
Can
had
I get
that
your
perfume
number?
With it.
I don't know. Some girls wear perfume that's like you know, but then you get one and you're like, that's good.
Give me a light.
That's
a
full.
light
That's full service
woman's
right there.
Musk. Yeah, that's good.
Can I get some of that full service?
Full service.
I'm talking about your perfume. I mean your perfume, not
Yeah, my brothers. We do a podcast. We call things full service.
you. Are today are full service.
You are today's
As we
full
identify-
service.
identify.
Actually, you'll be on the board.
All right. Well, okay. So
Welcome to the How We Doing Podcast. It's
Full service.
episode 68.
There's
It's-
no way we're gonna introduce the fucking podcast again.
I can do it whenever I
No,
want.
there's no shot.
No,
We're gonna
no,
do that.
because I can
Listen,
do what I want.
listen.
No,
guys,
no, you
Let's
can't.
get coordinated.
You can't do
We're
what
having
you want.
we're having a problem here.
Because it's not just your podcast.
But you didn't say
pal.
what day it is.
Okay, so tell them what day it is.
It's August 8th, 2024. 8 times 8 is 24 times 2.
Wow.
Oh, it's 8,
math class. Here we
24.
go.
8, 8, 24, yeah.
It's
All
a
right,
kind
before
of
we
focus.
lose another 5 more
8
people.
times 8? Yeah, it is 24 times 2.
Whoa.
I was speaking out of my ass, but I was right.
Wow, you're just naturally a
Wait,
genius.
what did you say?
A win for the good guys. 8 times 8 is 24.
No, it's
Times
not.
2.
No, it's not, bud.
It's not 24.
It's like a geometry problem. Like 8 times 8 equals 24 times x. X equals 2. What did he say? What did I miss? What did you say, Dan?
It's you. It's
8
you.
times 8 is 24?
I didn't finish my sentence.
What are you talking about? Drag the X Pythagoras. What are you talking about?
Okay, ready?
Pythagorean.
We're back in math class. Ready? Everybody listen up. Listeners, whoever else,
Oh my god.
whoever's walking by hearing How We Doing podcast on the radio. It's a geometry problem. 8 times 8
Is what?
equals 24 times x. X equals what?
Dan,
what are we doing?
you wanna
Why-
contribute
why-
Are
to
you
the
too
video?
stupid to do the math, Chris? Is that why you're...
You can't say that. You don't even know the math.
What is
I literally
X?
do.
We just
What is
lost 5
X?
people. 5 people. 6 now.
Wait,
Stop.
maybe I'm wrong.
What are you talking? What is X?
8 times 8.
Maybe I'm wrong, he says.
Maybe I'm wrong.
Oh my
8
God.
times 8.
Moral of the story:
equals
8 times
24?
8 is the same outcome of 24 times 2. Bang, 48, baby.
No, it's
That's
not.
what we're talking about.
24 times 2 is 48.
That's what I just said. And 8 times 8 is 48.
No, it's not.
You said 8 times 8 is 24.
Oh, it's not 48.
Yeah.
What's 8 times 8?
It's like a
64.
rabbit hole that you can't get yourself out of
64.
now.
And it's episode
painful.
68. There we go. Plus 4.
All right.
Let's
Let's pull away from that. Okay.
We're not a math pod.
Little hiccup for
Yeah,
Nico
all right.
over
It's
here.
all right.
Math
It's all
pod.
right.
It's been a long day.
Listen, this is the How We Doing pod where we give you the light. This is what we do here. How we doing, baby, all the time, every day, every way. All right, get with it or get lost.
Sometimes it makes
Come
sense.
back, join the How We Doing pod.
Sometimes
But,
we don't.
Look, we're also a movement. We're not only a pod, we're a movement. We're creating a community around the beautiful work we're doing here, and that's bringing people together. That's what we got to do.
What's this?
In the midst of bringing people together, like we're doing on this pod, I was handing over.
Hold on.
Okay, sure.
What happened to my bobblehead, bro?
You see, funny story.
Why is this not in Darren Judge's hands?
I grabbed Chris's notes to show you for approval and a signature.
Don't get me dragged into this.
Then, as I was giving it to you,
James, you know how much money I spent on this
It's
bobblehead?
kind of a flimsy design.
I broke it. But it is a flimsy design, Dan. You're right. I didn't mean to, but
No,
you broke my bobblehead. You broke my bobblehead.
Honestly, though,
it should be in the damn case.
that's why we don't go ahead and spend $250 on a bobblehead.
It was
By the way,
$100
this bobblehead right here is
$100.
Aaron Judge. Okay, it is.
but according to your math,
they-
it can equal whatever the I want.
yeah, correct.
They
That's
sold
my world.
They sold these for a limited period of time. This is one in like only 300 that was sold.
Well, they gave him
That's
out
a
at
lie.
Yankee Stadium at Aaron Judge bobblehead day, and I haggled some random person to buy it from him. But it's all right. We'll super glue it, or I'll just tape it.
Maybe we could DM Aaron Judge and be like, bro, got your bobblehead.
That's
like,
a good.
haggle
That's a
people
good.
for it.
That's a good.
Can you like hook me up? Like you have one at home, like a couple extra.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yo, Big Daddy Judge, bro.
Send me one some tickets to the game. Maybe a bat?
I broke my bobblehead. I paid a lot of money for it. They
Yeah.
didn't give me.
I didn't
it to
give
me
you-
for free. Like
I didn't
bro.
give you full service on that.
Aaron Judge is full service.
Aaron Judge is full
Aaron
service.
Judge is full service.
He's
You know-
gonna break his record, I think.
You know who's the full service of all full services?
Michael Jackson.
Get
Taco
with
Bell.
it. Jesus. Christ. Come on, guys. What's going on here?
Jesus.
Oh
Amen. Yeah.
no, is it?
Woo! What?
Wasn't there
Talking
like?
to the mic.
Wasn't there? Didn't there used to be like a Taco Bell? What was it?
Full service commercial?
What was it mixed with?
Oh, D something.
Step up.
D
Come on,
and D.
push it.
Excuse me.
Push it out. Push the thought out.
D&D, Nick.
D&D. What the frig kind of fast food stores have you
Bro,
gone
what
to?
was it?
It was like a Taco Bell and
Combined it with something else?
Dan, look that up.
Dan's,
KFC?
what- I don't have no
a
idea.
KFC.
What other fast food joint was Taco
It was like
Bell?
a full
tied in
service.
with?
It was like a full service Taco Bell, or like a split joint.
Guys.
You don't. Maybe they didn't have those in Staten Island.
James is trying to talk about Jesus. We're
We're
talking
talking
about
about like a building that
Taco
has 2
Bell.
in 1.
Yeah, like Taco Bell's used to be split with another fast food joint.
Really? I don't know what you're talking about.
All right. Well, why don't we?
Do you remember though, real quick?
It was combined with another fast food chain. I remember that.
Yeah.
Is that what you're even saying though?
That's what I'm saying.
That is what you're saying. Okay, so it's like
it's a full service Taco Bell or like a half and half joint.
It's a half and half thing, and I don't remember who the other place was.
KFC and Pizza Hut.
KFC.
There was another one.
I was right.
There's
And
another
Pizza
one.
Hut, that was gonna be my next guess.
Is there another name there? There was another
Pizza
one.
Hut.
No, it's
Oh,
not
no,
it.
that's a
Remember
lie.
the one on
All right,
Hudson
now that
Turnpike?
we conquered
That
trivia
wasn't
on
a
fast
split
food.
joint.
Yes, it was.
It wasn't never a split joint.
Chris, yes, it was, dude. It
No, it
was,
wasn't.
dude.
It wasn't. Shut up.
All right, fast food
We have
trivia
more
is
important
over.
things to talk about.
Yeah, let's
More
move on.
pressing things on the mind.
I'm zipped.
Yeah, talk about pressing.
I'm zipped.
We're gonna we
Yeah.
should we're gonna circle back right now to the Olympics. Dun, 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 dun.
The Olympic debacle.
Yeah, last week's
episode. Watch it, jerk.
Last week we spoke about the Olympics, how it was unfair because in one of the boxing matches, what's her name?
Even Kemp.
A
Iman
beautiful
Khalif
Italian woman had
and
to fight
Angela
against a
Carini.
man.
That's the position we took. But apparently, she's actually not a man now. She's a woman. We're gonna dig into this.
Yeah, but she still has high T levels.
Yeah. So Dan, why don't you kind of help us? Did she pass the? Could you research that? Did she even pass the test?
Did she pass the Willie test?
Basically,
no,
I mean,
because
it-
her
Well, you have to
and
fail the Willie
Asian,
test to be a woman.
failed the World Boxing last year, which is why the whole controversy is right now.
Yeah, but I saw that they said that like she doesn't even have like a great record. She's not like beating the out of all these women. So it's like, it's not even that big of an advantage. People are saying like it's not. She was like undefeated. You know,
I mean, it could have been one of those things where like somebody on the internet just like said it that had a popular
Yeah, and then
account
you have a
and just,
lot of
like,
these people
boom.
like, watch where you get your information, which is obviously the case. But
Yeah,
like,
that is the case
yeah.
because
Don't be all high and mighty like you haven't read misinformation and spewed it somewhere else. Like
Yeah.
you're all perfect. You
True.
freaking liberal.
We're not perfect.
yeah, going by just the mere fact that it seemed like a very unfair fight. If she had, what's going on?
Chris Levin.
Did you hear him?
Who?
Never mind.
No, I didn't. Now I'm
I
gonna
called
have
him
to
a
watch
liberal.
It's all right.
back.
This is what I
Oh, all right.
All
Well,
right.
yeah.
We're not too political. Though.
No, we're not political at all.
Just
Back to the pod.
Go ahead, James. I'm sorry.
What the frig are you doing right
Yeah,
now, bro?
that's what
Do you
I'm
think?
saying.
Do you think they want to see you doing
They
that?
can't see.
What?
All right, I'll stop. I'm sorry, guys. Go ahead, James. I'm not trying to be so disruptive.
No. I know you just have in your nails.
Yeah, I gotta clean
You're
it.
not trying to be so disruptive. You're just
Good.
naturally disruptive.
Bottom line is, we took the position of it's an unfair fight, right? Because
Yeah.
she has high T levels. What's going on, Dan? Help us out. here.
So the international Olympic community has rules that permit the inclusion of athletes with gender diversity, differences of sexual development, including Iman Khalif and Lilin Yuting, the Asian one lady.
Aren't
lady
they in the
that fought.
final? Aren't they?
They're fighting
fighting
each
each
other, and that was the same case last year when they both got they
But-
both got
Is she?
Disqualified.
So they might both be women, but they're both cheating.
yeah.
They both have like
So
high
now-
T levels, I guess.
So is that the case, Dan? Do they have
That-
high T levels? Why did this woman almost get her face punched in last week?
No, she does have high T levels. She's been boxing as a considered female for a long time already, but
All
the
right, and
last
that's-
year allegation was like because they ejected her.
So
Okay.
she has high T levels, and so she's not a trans. She's
No, she's a female.
completely a female.
She's a female. She
She's
just
just
takes,
a
very
takes a lot of
strong female.
testosterone.
We'll be correct. Politically correct. Her cisgender is female. That's not funny, Dan. That's the gender you're born as,
Okay.
and I know that.
Well, look
Don't laugh.
to some.
Why are you laughing?
That's funny. Like, look at the guy. Don't
You know,
laugh.
if you think about it, like there's medical tests for these types of things, right? So like, should have they allowed her to be in, being that she had high test levels, or does she should have maybe fell out of the range because knowing that she has
He has the
What the
giggles. It's a gray area, James. It's a gray area. We could ignore him. He's up. But what I was gonna say is it's a gray area, and it's kind of like the
I
same.
hate your guts right now.
It's kind of like the same thing as the Olympics, like how we were talking about the whole terrible. You could mute him, Dan. The whole terrible ceremony, like they wouldn't have gotten bad press.
I know why he's laughing. I know why he's laughing. Yo, we gotta get it the fuck together.
They wouldn't have gotten.
I know why you're really
press.
laughing.
Hold
you
on, why am I
freaking-
laughing? Why?
I'm just to save it for the end of the show. I don't want to cut this part out of the show. You know what? Bottom line is, I think she fell out of the right range. If these T levels, look, I'm not a genius too. Like here, like I don't even know what the T levels are, and I just don't think that it was still fair if she fell out of that bracket of like what not normal, but most normal levels would be for a woman.
Yeah, the Olympics are supposed to be a fair platform for gamesmanship.
So if you have
His face.
high T levels,
Stop. No, but if they didn't let her fight, what I was saying is it's the same thing as if they didn't do that weird ceremony.
Oh, I see.
You know what I mean? They wouldn't have gotten such bad press about it because they just want to keep the integrity of the Olympics.
I just think that it has to be fair all the way around. And if you're going up against, like, you know, in a sense, her going up against her that was, you know, clearly had high test levels, it just wasn't fair. That's like me going up against, you know, somebody that's in the heavyweights and I'm in a different.
She said, I've never been hit so
weight
hard
class.
in my life. I mean, and she's been boxing her whole life, I'm sure. So clearly there's an issue there. It's not
Yeah.
like she hasn't been boxing like other women that box, you know, like.
Yeah, she's cheating. I apologize.
No, it's fine.
And I apologize to the listeners.
It was a bit of a botched segment, but
You know how
They
it gets
get
when
it.
you get the giggles, man. Sometimes it's like you can't.
You've had the giggles
stop.
here and there on this
Can't stop.
podcast.
can't stop.
But yeah, no, I mean, I think she is cheating. So we're kind of still on the right side of it, but not entirely.
Yeah, well, because
Yeah, I mean, we had some, not misinformation, like we didn't exactly do our research, and we'll own up to that, all right?
yeah, well, she might
But-
not be a man, but at the same time, if she has such high T levels, then shouldn't it be considered whether or not
Yeah, it's still up for debate, I think. I mean,
her life could have been in jeopardy if she freaking stayed in that
yeah,
ring?
I mean, the
well,
the
that's
first thing in
that's
any
up to, like,
sport
the-
is safety. So
That's up to like the Olympic committee to get their together.
yeah, they might have been dropping the balls here and there. No pun intended.
Yeah.
Sorry about that one. That's
Whatever
cool.
doesn't kill you makes you stronger. I don't know why I just said that.
It's good.
True, but you know that kind of leads into gender changes for me. Like I just start to kind of think of that, and in a lot of places you're allowed to have these gender changes way before you understand what your own body even
Mhm.
is.
Are you trying to tell us something?
I'm trying to tell you.
James is transitioning.
I'm just trying to tell you that's not a good idea for kids to be making these decisions.
I agree.
That's my stance.
It ain't good. I mean, and on a few different playing fields here too. Dan, could you bring up the article about the psychological aspect of children? Is this that one?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, in the time frame that this usually happens is anywhere between, like, you know, maybe 10 and like 18 years old or so, and that's a crucial time frame for the development of a child. They're the very basis of the foundation of their psyche is being created, and they're also at that age participating in the development of that because they're starting to make decisions based on
Yeah.
what they believe.
Yeah, they're becoming their own little human at that point. and
Yeah,
growing.
especially for their gender. So Dan, what is the time frame of that development?
It says like 12 to 18.
12 to 18. Okay. And where does that say that on the... Don't they have a chart?
Yeah, I said it over here.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's pretty
Identity
it's common
versus
sense.
confusion. Teen years from 12 to 18.
I think it boils down to common sense, and I think you should give children their chance to become their own person before they want to switch their gender.
So
Yeah,
let's
You
just...
could ask a kid, like, "Hey, you want to go here with me?" They're like, "Oh yeah."
Yeah, we have to say
You know,
there's a
so it's
lollipop on the
like-
end of that.
Yeah,
that
they're
little
very,
trail.
very impressionable.
Yeah, you have to
And
wait till
very,
a certain age.
You
I
know,
think.
it's not like the only way that kids learn is through people,
their environment,
Their
their
interaction,
what they're
environment making
exposed to.
impressions on them. So,
yeah. So let's just say that
it's not a necessary thing to, like, it's out there in the world enough where if they come across it, and whether that's a discussion like parents would want to have with their kids or not, but the bottom line is, like, these kids they shouldn't have to be taught this kind of thing.
It's confusing.
I think it's
confusing to me. I'm 24 years old.
Yeah.
So, and that's not implying any disrespect at all.
Yeah,
I
just think you should just let the kids be kids, man.
Yeah.
You don't, they're like, you only get like the 5th grade video, like, okay, that,
there's enough
used to be.
enough for you to
everyone
digest.
Sees how the reproduction goes, like that should be it until, like,
Yeah, I think
high school.
I think you hit it on the
and
head.
That's it.
Yeah.
Bada boom.
When my thing is like, sorry, don't start laughing, Dan.
I'm sorry, I'm looking at stuff.
You're looking what kind of stuff? So
About
though.
man.
okay.
No. Okay, yeah. So my thing is like a high focus on schools, because like as a parent you raise your kid the way you want to raise your kid. And you instill the beliefs and morals at around that age that you're talking about,
Yeah.
And a little before and up. But for them to be going to school and have to learn about these things that, one, your parents weren't taught about and still don't know about, and there might be a good reason why, that's up for debate, but you can't take the say out of the parents to what they're exposed to. The school has to be along, like, very high focus community guidelines,
skills to help them get through life and be successful in life. Not like that stuff, whatever they're trying to teach them with that stuff is not going to help them in their lives.
You can't expose them to that in school, because like schools brainwash people in a lot of ways. College, schools, in good ways or bad ways. What you're taught in school as a child holds a lot of value. That's like everything besides what your parents tell you.
Any institution, whether it's work, whether it's school, could go ahead and mold your frame of thinking, and that in the very basic sense is brainwashing. You're showing somebody a way of living that might be outside of the scope of what you're used to.
Yeah,
that becomes familiar.
I don't see
but like what's classified as a minor? Like, what does that go down?
A minor is anyone
18.
under 18.
Yeah, but like, what does that go down? There's got to be a limit,
What do you mean?
Chris is saying like how young.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's not what I'm asking on in this, though.
I think a minor is anything below 18.
Can you search like
then
what's the youngest
all the way
that
to
they
zero,
allow
like
to
your minor.
happen?
Oh,
My thing is
or not what?
No, that's just crazy to me.
if you're
I mean,
good.
it's gender reassignment to a minor. So if that could be anywhere from like down to like a newborn, like there's no way
Well, like
that
7
people
or
are
8.
doing that though. I would really hope not.
13 to 17 years old, 15 to 17 years old. Listen, I mean, at that age, you're still like going through life and finding out that, oh wow, there's always I have to deal with, and things that are going to be in the way and make me feel bad, and I have to grow and learn. Like,
You're taking that factor out of there, and you're just
and
appeasing
just like a lack of experience and obviously wisdom, which you gain from experience. Like, I just think it's a little safer. Like, let's wait till you're a certain age. You can't be not even old enough to drink and have had a drink and be able to switch which way you get. That's just it doesn't make sense.
You
Common sense.
You wind up at a really easy question. How do you make a good decision? And a good decision is made after a certain level of knowledge.
Yeah,
is
it can't
considered.
hurt to wait.
Well, it's like I'm going to pose the argument that it's necessary to wait. You're not even in the right place yet to understand certain things about your own body and about the struggles of life to then be introduced to the possibility of a sex change.
You're still too young.
Anywhere between 7 and 18, call it 10, 11 years of your life right there, you're developing your own agenda and your own understanding of things on the outside world and what's on the inside world of like your home and what is family and all these types of things. You don't take a child from the 5th grade and throw them in college, right? They're not going to get it. So why would you go ahead and introduce something like this at an age where they're just developing their mental psyche? It just doesn't make sense. And I guess that's just kind of the argument that I wanted to bring out, because like, look, you do whatever you want to do when it comes to raising your children, but we all know we could agree on one thing, and that's if they don't have, you want to introduce things to them and do it in baby bites, and that's really anybody in the younger years, especially. That's when it's most crucial. But then even when we get to our ages, there's still decisions that we make that when we're say 25 is a lot different to when you're 35. You evaluate things differently with wisdom and that experience that you have.
Yeah. I think a lot of, and I'm just going off my own thought, no research. You want to fact check me, might be wrong, might be right. But I think a lot of people that go through a transition like that are still in a state of mind where they blame their problems on things, instead of just taking accountability and trying to grow and like do their best in this life and lead your way. And then
they're not at an understanding of that yet.
And then it's like, oh, I feel this way, like I want to switch, and then like they think things will get better or their problems will go away. And that's what I was saying before. It's like there's always going to be this.
Yeah, there's so many people.
But then you complicate it. And you have to acknowledge that this world is not exactly, I'll use the word accepting of it, just because people still don't know about it. It's still pretty strange. It's not normalized. And I get that that's what they're trying to do there, but it's not. So you have to realize that you're making your life a little bit more complicated in a sense.
You just have to leave the kids out of it. That's what we're really trying to hit on here. But also, like,
what I was trying to say is, like, be aware that you might be complicating your situation and all your problems aren't going to go away.
Well, yeah, there's been so many people.
It might get worse.
There's been people, like, I've seen interviews and stuff of, like, trans people that regret it so much, and then they're, like, stuck in this body that they paid all this money for and put their body through so much, stress and possible damage. And it's like, for what? Like you said, like, their problems didn't go away. If anything, it made it worse,
Yeah, and that's what I was saying to correlate to kids. Like, it's different for everybody. At a certain age, though, you do realize it. Sometimes it takes people way longer than just being, like, a teenager. That you realize there's always going to be this shit in this life. That's just a fact, And
so it's not even a matter of
it's not like, oh, and my problems will go away. And I'm not saying that's why everybody does it, but if that's the thought process, there's a lesson to be learned there. I don't know.
Yeah, no, you come to find out that it's not a matter of, like, whether you feel comfortable in your own skin or not. You're just not at the age to make a real good judgment call on whether you should be a male or a female. But then, understanding the repercussions. You guys were kind of going in that direction. Dan, could you bring up the facts on the side effects? There are side effects to this, and it's not good.
Yeah, I mean, I'm big on, like, things that are natural, and to me, morally, switching your sex is not natural.
This is an
power to you.
So you want me to give you the breakdown?
Yeah, give him the breakdown.
Give us like the hard-hitting facts.
Basically, there's an initial study that was taken. It was a group of people that did the transition surgery and a group of people that didn't do transition surgery. And then they saw that those who did do it had an increase in suicidal tendencies. Where is it?
And this is a study from
Johns Hopkins.
John Hopkins, right? Okay.
Yeah. 2 to 3-fold increase in psychiatric disorders, including depression, anxiety disorders, suicidal ideation, suicide attempt, self-harm without lethal intent, and both inpatient, outpatient mental health treatment compared to a control group.
Yeah, so, I mean, it's saying even right there. And Dan, if you could just see if there's any, like, medication side effects that because you have to be on hormone blockers for the rest of your life. Could you just find out what the effects of that is? But in the meantime, this clearly increases the problem. The studies ran right here. It talks about how many that do the sex change go through more trauma than they were dealing with before they got the sex change.
Proves my point. Fact check me, I'm right.
Yeah, I mean, it's just not natural.
Did you ever, when you were growing up, saying like, I think I'm a girl?
But everybody goes through an identity crisis when they're in those ages, and it doesn't necessarily come in the form of like, I think I should be the opposite sex. It comes in other forms, like, you feeling like, you always get bullied and kind of putting yourself in a box type of thing, becoming very introverted from being neglected from like the cool kids. That's a identity crisis.
That speaks to like the vulnerability of a child's mind there.
Yeah,
which proves the point.
Exactly. And now you're putting the option for something like a sex change to a 7-year-old or 18-year-old. It's not the time yet.
It's fundamentally wrong, and it's infringing on our children, and it's honestly disgusting.
Our future,
and it needs to stop.
Dan, you find anything on that?
Got it.
Because I'm sure that there's side effects, long-term side effects too.
Irreversible changes, deepening of voice, increased facial.
What about the medication aspect?
This is what the medication does.
Elevates in blood pressure, worsening of lipid profile, elevations in glucose, elevations in transaminases, acne, and effects on.
Say that word again.
Transaminases.
Transaminases.
So,
like, I mean,
why don't you go kick rocks, pal, with your red shirt? Why don't you get a new shirt?
Yeah, I figure I'll bring it back, It's been a while.
Freaking red shirt guy.
So what we're seeing clearly, I mean, and I think that there's even better articles and information out there that talk about the long-term effects and what your body goes through. Your emotions kind of get knocked out of whack. You're at higher risk of high blood pressure, high glucose, these types of things that all contribute to an imbalance, a chemical imbalance in your body that ultimately leads to a very hard time of living in general.
That's what I'm saying. It makes it more complicated.
Besides the social aspect, it's the health aspect. You're doing something inside your body that your body's trying to reject. Anything that you do that your body's trying to reject, it's clearly a message by nature. Don't do it.
Listen to your body.
To end off this segment, know how vulnerable the children's minds are. We should really be all on the same page with this. And life is hard. So taking the penetrated soft route and like, oh, you're in pain, talk through it. And honestly, the best way is talk through it with God. Introduce your children to Christ. If you don't have faith values, you're going to kind of get all wonky when it comes to understanding the troubles of life. That goes for adults, that goes for children. And we have to guide our children to have this level of understanding so they wait things out and they have patience. They don't look for a quick fix at the age of 12 to just get a sex change. Yeah. It really sounds, if you really kind of say it in that way, it sounds a little bit bizarre. So, yeah, exactly. And
don't do it.
The buck stops here.
That's my vote. Don't do it.
The buck stops here.
Keep it out.
Yeah, got a question for you.
Pregunta?
What is when you watch a movie, especially a very like epic one with a lot of action and romance, who do you see yourself as? What character do you see yourself as?
Jonah Hill in
like who would play me in a movie?
Or like, who would you play in? Or yeah,
like who in a movie what character is most like you?
In like an action movie?
Oh, action only?
Yeah, go for action. Action's good.
All right.
You would have said.
I guess it would be helpful to tell you what, an example of a movie, but like
I could think of a show maybe. Like a show.
I could see myself as like a Keanu Reeves, John Wick.
Oh yeah, that's you all day.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like that leader taking care of business. I'm here to rock the house.
Yeah, fuck with me.
Type of thing.
Yeah.
I'm on board with that.
Strapped
I a lot
up.
of the time see myself as the hero.
I'm not a big action movie guy, honestly.
All right, so what are you? The
I
romance?
do like movies. No, comedy, baby.
Ooh, comedy.
I'm not a big action. I mean, I do like action movies, but I can't like think of like my favorite action movie off the top of my head. But
the point that I'm bringing out is that the character that you perceive as yourself in movies is the one that you inevitably become if you let it, whether that's consciously or subconsciously. So it's like, look at movies a different way when you're watching it now. Who do you see yourself
I'm
as,
that guy.
and what do you have to do to be more that character?
Is that why it's hard for black people because the black person always dies in a movie?
Okay.
You were close. You were close.
We were close without.
What do you mean you were
Taking that route.
close?
You were close. Because the
That's-
whole point of Wakanda, they're just not represented enough. That was the whole point of Black Panther, because there's no black leads.
Yeah, I mean it was a joke. It was a joke. Don't get mad at anybody. Everybody knows that's a joke. Oh, the black guy always dies in a show. Or movie.
That's true in Walking Dead, bro. They can only have like 1 or 2 on screen at a time.
I don't know,
Once you
dude.
see a black guy, you know he's not
I
gonna-
really like Tom Cruise in like Mission Impossible.
Oh,
That's what I think of when I think of action movie.
Top Gun.
I don't know if I could
Top
be
Gun.
like Tom Cruise, but I guess that's what you're telling me to do. Is like, hey, that's you, and you could become that you.
Yeah, that's 100% what I think I'm telling
I've always
everybody.
been good in like tight spaces. I've always had to go in those
Schnikes.
spaces.
You
James, can I guess yours?
go for it.
Superman.
Yes, absolutely.
Wow, Dan's really
Every
getting to know
time.
you
Superman.
very well.
Yes, he
Wow.
is. He is. Welcome to the
Superman, yeah,
podcast.
I'd be. Chris would be Batman. I am vengeance.
Yeah. that would
Okay,
be
if
me.
we're doing superheroes,
Love Batman. Favorite superhero.
I'd be Captain America, 100%. That's my guy.
I see Captain America.
He's very righteous, you know.
Heck yeah, American.
I could
That's a
see-
sick movie.
that has to
Superman,
do with
Captain America, and Batman.
By the way, that Deadpool movie, man, I got to go see that.
I haven't seen it. I didn't hear it was amazing.
I heard
It's
it was
more.
really good.
It's like funny, right? Isn't it? I haven't
Deadpool,
seen
the
any of
first two
them.
were really funny.
I haven't seen any of them.
Nico, Tuesday.
Bigo.
I can, bro. I cannot. I can't commit like 3 hours of my day
Shut the
To to my day off sitting in a dark room at the movie
At
theaters.
night, you go. At
It's
the
not
end
my
of the day.
thing.
All right, I got a question. Can
Go
I
for
ask
it.
something?
Go for it, brother.
I guess I have to ask a question next, huh?
No, it'd be okay if you didn't. Listen, how do people eat certain foods differently, right? Like, what's an example of that? I have one.
Sandwich. You take certain bites.
Burrito.
Sandwich, sure.
Burrito.
Burrito.
For me.
Do people like bite into a burrito like this?
No, like some people go ahead and just like take the whole burrito out, eat it. I keep it wrapped.
You keep it
I
wrapped.
go ahead and I start
Wise.
peeling it, so everything
You know what
stays
also
intact.
I was thinking too is like
Chicken wings.
I was just having a string cheese. Like, do you peel the cheese in
now
strings,
you're talking.
or do you just go for the kill?
I know some people
No,
that go
those-
ahead and just
That's
start
criminal.
biting it.
That's criminal.
Yeah, that is criminal. That
Don't
is
eat a burrito
super criminal.
sideways. That's
What are you-
disgusting.
What are you doing?
That
gotta be
gives
like
me
a-
anxiety
That's gotta
because
be like
now
a California. thing.
everything's falling out now.
This guy,
It's-
there's no way
it's
this guy
over.
doesn't live in
That
California.
guy
He's
or a
Justin
girl.
Bieber, bro.
Now you cannot put that thing down.
Justin Bieber.
Yes, it is.
No,
It is.
Rick, yo,
it is.
Justin, get on your burrito eating game,
Yeah,
kid.
he lives in California.
Yo, you do
Okay,
not eat
so-
burritos like that.
Yeah, that's like ludicrous.
That's edited,
but
severely edited.
you cannot. The string cheese. I do admit,
my
like
God.
I've taken a bite like that. It tastes different. You taste the
You can't
actual
take a bite
mozzarella,
out of the string cheese.
It tastes
It's
different.
meant to be stringy.
but it's way more savory if you take it by the strings and it lasts longer.
yeah, pause.
It's very
true,
barbaric.
totally
That's
true.
like what's the another one? I can't think
Like
of
a
it.
Kit Kat.
Yeah, Kit Kat.
Oh, that's
You
Are you
just
gonna
keep
break
the-
that
don't
off,
do
or are you
that.
gonna just like?
Don't do that.
a psychopath.
Yeah, that you're psycho.
It's
You're
meant to
nuts.
share, bro.
100%.
Break it up. Give someone one of them. You don't need
You're
all of it.
nuts. Why are you
Yeah.
biting into a Kit Kat?
Kit Kats are meant to share.
Or like,
It's a sharing-
or like if you know someone that like just takes a spoonful of mayo.
Who the does that?
I can think of a friend who used
Nobody
to,
does that.
Wait.
Dan, are you familiar with one of our friends who did that?
You're
I'm
talking
staying
about
down.
just
Pete,
like a
bro, Pete,
like I'm gonna
Pete
take
used
a,
to do that to traumatize me. I used to get freaked out.
What are you
Oh, that sounds like
talking
something
about?
he would do.
oh I'm gonna
But now
vomit
he
in my
doesn't
mouth.
like mayo.
what he would just take a spoonful of
Yeah,
like a
freaking
big scoop
Gavon.
of mayo and put it in his mouth.
Gavon.
Sheesh. I don't know about all that.
I don't know either.
Disgusting, dude.
What's another food you got to eat a certain way? Chicken wings.
Some people eat pizza or chicken wings with a fork and knife.
No. That's not good. Pizza, it's more common. I do see it. I don't agree with it, but it happens. If you're eating a regular slice with a fork and knife, like, go kick rocks.
How about this?
Come on.
What if you cut up like a burger with a fork and knife?
No, now
I feel like a lot of girls do that.
One of
Only
our
in half.
guests, Victoria, she does that.
what, like in fours?
Yeah. Well,
Way
no,
to
I don't
expose
know
her.
how she cuts it, but
Like,
like,
if you
she
cut it
eats
in
everything
half,
with like
okay.
a fork and knife. It's insane.
I know a lot of people that are like can't mix their foods. Like it can't be touching on the
I
plate.
hate that.
I do too, bro. I love to mix, dude.
It's
Like
going in the same
Yo,
spot.
They
corn
make
and
the-
mashed potatoes together.
It's a good
I mean,
combo.
yeah.
I'm so nice, nice. So I eat like very methodically, like which scoop to like get the mixtures of the tastes.
You
Like
don't eat methodically. You,
talking to the mic.
you
and
don't
then
eat
I'll answer.
methodically. You eat and it's gone.
I do, but if you give me like at work, they'll make like a plate like rice, beans, and chicken, right? So I mix the beans in with the rice, and then it's like, ooh, and then maybe there's still some beans on the side. So like you take a bite of the chicken, then you get some carbs with the rice and a little bean action. Like you rotate, you know, because I like the mix. It's like you're bouncing around the taste in your mouth.
You're making it sound like it's an art. It's an
I
art.
know. I really think it is, and like they've told me at work, like that I should make a YouTube channel of just me eating. Because when I eat, they're always looking at me, and I'm like,
He's eating again. He's eating again. Look
Yeah.
at him go.
yeah, literally. I mean, I don't work with cavemen. It's not.
I
being
don't know why.
racist.
I don't know why I went into caveman.
But yeah, no, and I do eat really fast.
You do.
It's crazy.
probably unhealthy.
You should stop.
I should compete, is what I should do. Should make some money off this shit.
You might be able to, but why don't you hop on into the
No,
hop
Yeah.
on
Wait. Can I get
in.
one more thing?
no, too
To the-
soon.
All
No, I don't think it's
really?
too soon.
All right.
Too soon.
I don't think
bit.
it's too soon.
Dan said too soon. A little bit.
Dan, it's a little bit too soon. Really?
Too soon.
I mean,
Okay.
I don't have a lot, but if you guys need me to friggin'
I got something to
No,
say.
I got the end
you
message.
need me to go
brother.
beast mode, I'll carry the rest of the up.
I got something to say.
Even though I have no notes. Go.
HBO's House of Dragons. Great show,
Yeah.
right?
Chris's soliloquy here.
I got a freaking gripe, man. I really do. For people out there that
Hold
watch-
on. Dan, did you finish?
No, not yet.
Dan hasn't finished it, so be aware. Let's not spoil it for him.
We can't spoil it for the audience either, bro.
Yes, because everybody's watched. If you haven't finished it by now, there's something
All
wrong.
Why
right,
aren't
then
you
say it,
watching?
say it.
There's 5
I don't
people watching this,
care,
guys.
bro. Say it.
Let's be
well,
honest.
let
Say
me
it.
just tell you because you're going to be disappointed
It's
anyway.
not- Dan,
Alright,
it's
that's
not
why
a-
I didn't
it's not
finish
a-
Game of Thrones.
It's not a spoiler, but it's like we don't get any of the events we wanted to see. It's going to be next season.
I bet.
That's all.
That's everything now.
Okay.
Every TV show is leaving their seasons off with cliffhangers, and it's freaking aggravating.
It's aggravating when you can't just click to the next season.
Yeah.
But
obviously,
go ahead,
it's
Chris.
been-
Continue your
Oh no! I mean,
soliloquy.
you
No,
pretty
go.
much just said what I was going to say.
I'm sorry.
You just ruined the build-up. I had everything lined up.
No, go.
Ready?
There's still more to add. There's more to add, bro. Come on. I'm sorry. That was
more
rude.
frustrating, the show or that? I don't know. But all right, we're gonna keep rolling. I'm professional. Okay, here we go.
Real professional.
Whoa, wow.
I said a professional.
Correct.
I'm gonna jerk this guy.
What?
No,
No
but
diddy.
the ending, yeah, it left off on a cliffhanger, and my problem is like last season was like it was so good. It was like building up, like, oh, the show's good. It's just building up. It's building up, and then the ending, you got Aemon Vagar, right? Bigger dragon killed a boy on a smaller dragon. All right, and they're an inbred family, and now there's civil war going on. So
Might
you're like,
sound
all right.
crazy, but if
You're
you
like, all
watch,
right,
you know.
bet. Civil War's happening. Season 2. All right. Season 1 was in 2022. It's in 2024. Just ended. They built up the whole season. It was awesome. They had battles and everything. It's like, okay, it's coming to this. Like, some better go down. No.
Yep, we gotta wait another 2
Just
more years.
more build up. More build up. More
The
build
most
up,
action
more
we
build up.
got was
No climactical.
Yeah.
like the 6th or
And
5th
it's like,
episode.
we've been waiting on the Civil War since 2022. We're not going to get it till 2026.
Yeah, it's annoying.
That's because a real Civil War is literally going to be 2 episodes long.
No, it's gonna be insane.
It's gonna be a season long, dude.
But
or 2.
the thing is,
Like,
I get what they're doing. It's such a slow burn, but I get it because it's genius. One, because people are dying to watch it. If you released it tomorrow, they would watch it in 2 days. But it's also like every episode was literally the same. Like you thought it was so close to seeing like go down. There's literally dragons. Like these dragons breathe fire. Like can somebody like hit somebody? Like that's literally what every fan is like thinking.
Just want to see some people burn.
You know, and every episode is the same way. Like okay, more setup. Okay, more setup. When's it gonna happen? When's it gonna happen? But it just sucks that we have to wait. Like my thing is like you should further the production. We shouldn't have to wait more than a year. It should be less.
Yeah, they should like have it out or like a year and a half.
You should have filmed 2 seasons at it should be ready.
Put it out at the end of 2025. Another year.
Yeah.
There's a lot. There's a lot of setup too.
Crazy amount of stuff.
Game of
But
Thrones.
I see
Not Game of Thrones.
the thing I saw
House of
this
Dragons?
Partially, yeah.
House of Dragons. The thing I saw, which was like somebody complaining online, is basically like the difference in Game of Thrones and House of Dragon. Like, because there's parallels, because they had to establish side stories and other characters and character development faster. That's why I did the time jump and this and that. But Game of Thrones still, like, they set like the precedent where like every 9th episode was a major battle. I don't know if you noticed that. After a certain season, it was like boom, boom, boom. Like there's always a battle at the end of the season.
Mm-hmm.
Which like House of Dragon, like it was the same thing. Like a little like madness in the streets of like King's Landing, and then just like a normal day at the Red Keep for the hierarchy.
Game of Thrones was so much more interesting, the side stories too.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is like
The
you
side
have to
stories
give us
aren't-
the battles, you know?
Right.
That's what you like, you know?
But the Game of Thrones characters and storyline was so much more interesting than this, I feel like.
Yeah, well the character development was built
Because
up for so
like
long.
you started off with the White Walkers. I was like, okay, what the is that?
Mm-hmm.
And then it got into the story of like the Seven Kingdoms and
Yeah, I mean
learning the different side
House
stories.
of Dragons furthering the universe, and it is a good show, and it's gonna be comparable to Game of Thrones, not better, but comparable when it's done, because when you can watch it straight through, it's gonna be sick.
I agree.
That's the
Yeah,
thing.
It's gonna be different
Watching
when
it
you
now
watch
week to
straight through.
week is like torturous, and Game of Thrones was probably the same way.
Probably.
You know, like me and you watch Game of Thrones all the way through, and then we caught like the last season, like
Live,
week to
yeah.
week. So
Yeah.
that's my take. But while we're talking about shows,
yeah.
I'm sorry.
Go for it.
Ted Lasso, man. Finished that show.
You finished it?
Finished it.
Isn't there like 3 seasons?
3 seasons. It's such a good show, dude. It's so like
How'd you finish it, dude? You've been watching it for like a week.
the first season's like 30-minute episodes. And then so like I finished the first season pretty quick. And it's just so easy to watch. Like it's just like it's a show where like if you have to go into the kitchen and get a water bottle, you could just go. Like you're not gonna miss anything crazy to the plot. You know, and it just keeps going. You're not gonna be lost. But it's like really like a lot of life lessons in the show, like good ways to handle stuff, a lot of dynamics of life and all that. Just really heartwarming too. And I'm really sad I finished it because I want more. It was so good, dude.
I'm gonna start watching
Leave
it.
you
You
wanting
should.
more.
You'll love it, dude. and like I got emotional in the parts when because there's character development and it's like a soccer team. It's like quick breakdown real fast. So owner of a team gets divorced. His wife gets the soccer team that he owns, and she wants to burn it to the ground because it's the only thing he really loved. So she hires a college or high school football coach from Kansas to come coach soccer, who's never coached soccer before, doesn't know a thing about soccer.
in England.
But he's just got this charisma, Ted Lasso. He's just got something to him, and it's like he just coaches the game as a coach and not even about the sport, and turns a bad team into a good team, and then they all become like really close. She's not trying to ruin the team anymore, but it's just like you see the team from when they're bad, and then they eventually almost win everything. And it's that young competitive athlete in me that like I don't know why, man. Like when they are like scoring goals out there, I just got like emotional. Like damn, bro, I love the camaraderie of the team, bro. I really do.
That's it.
And I think we all do. We thrive in that. We're killers in that. But
yeah, man, that's how
it's like we don't get that anymore.
It's a tribe.
That's what we're meant to do.
But yeah.
I think it's about that time now. Now we push it.
All right. Well, now you guys are gonna get some.
What about Valhalla though, Nico? You been watching it?
No, I didn't realize it's out. It's out.
It's out.
Is it really?
Yeah. Cliffhanger again. Not gonna.
You watched the whole thing?
Yeah.
That's another show I'll watch real quick. Okay, so I'll watch that next.
Okay.
Neat. The Nico's notes. Nico's notes. It's Nico's notes. Watch the show. It's Nico's notes. Welcome to the show now.
Thank you
We're
for
about to
watching
intro
Nico's
it
Notes.
out.
Thank you
Intro
for
out to the
joining me.
Nico's notes.
Should I do the theme song I came up with?
No.
I'll do it at the end. What do you hear? What do you say?
Okay.
Welcome back to another edition of Nico's Notes. How we doing?
Team taka the boom boom, but tika taka taka boom boom. Wow.
Gentlemen, ladies, it's 11:30
Ladies and
p.m.
gentlemen.
I said it backwards.
You did.
You got to do that. You got to do things differently just to like
Keep him guessing.
Keep them on their toes.
Keep them on the tippy toes.
because like say like I was like on a stage talking to a group of people. I said, "Gentlemen and ladies." They're going to remember that over someone saying, "Ladies and gentlemen."
Do they really want that to be their high point, though?
Stand out.
It's just little
Be
things
different.
to make people remember you by.
All right,
Take
tell us
things
what you got
personal.
there, bud.
Up until like 20 minutes before the pod, I didn't really have any notes.
Wow.
If I'm being quite frank.
Wow.
Don't tell the people that, man. We're trying to sell this show here.
No, it's all about love. It's all about love, Chrissy. But one thing I have, because, stress kills you.
It does.
Stress kills you, so you got to limit the stress.
Limit it.
It's impossible to not stress at all.
How
It's
do you
just a
limit
part
the
of our
stress?
human nature, but you got to limit it. And I think a big thing of how you stress in this life is over money. And for me, I have my highs and lows when I'm stressing about money and I'm okay, I'm doing all right, this and that. It's a battle, main battle. It's a big battle in life. But one thing I say is money comes and goes. Don't stress it.
Comes and goes.
And sometimes you got to hear that when you got to like lay out a bunch of money for something you don't have a choice, you got to pay it or this and that.
Gotta do it.
And just apply it to anything, dude. A lot of this stress in this life is minuscule, bro.
Tiny.
It holds no value. It's a bunch of and I'm not discrediting anyone's problems. Everybody knows the significance of their problems in their life. I'm not speaking about that.
Yep.
But people worry about so many things. I saw this thing that like 85% of the you worry about doesn't happen. So
Yeah,
it's
that
just
makes
like,
sense.
dude, just be present. Just like chill out, Be
Well-
present and worry about what's in front of you. And yeah,
Sorry, no, I was just going to add that the stressing aspect does not actually, you wind up at the same outcome. You actually wind up at a different outcome. Maybe something that you didn't miss because you weren't stressing. Now you have a better solution.
yeah, I think, and it's big for your health too, man. I think so many people have bad health issues because they stress. Everybody correlates all what you put into your body and this and that. It's also how you handle your problems and how you think. If you stress yourself out, your body's not going to be doing too well. You're not going to get good sleep. You're not going to be able to perform at its highest level.
You're going to lower your
So it's important. It's not something you can't just forget about it and be screaming at people, getting all upset, and letting people just make you go nuts. Like it's not worth it for yourself. Don't hold on to that stuff.
you lower your immune system.
Yeah, it's not good. It's not good. And I do pretty well, I think. But
You do the best you can.
yeah, you do the best you can. That's what I pray for.
What else you got?
I got a quote. And
Tell
then I
us.
have a question.
Quote and a question. That's good. All right.
Boiling water makes an egg turn hard. The same water makes a potato soft. You following?
I'm picking up what you're putting down.
So you need to dictate your environment and not let your environment dictate you.
Because it's going to get hot.
It's going to get hot in the kitchen,
gonna get
bro.
hot.
You're going to be a potato. You're going to be a hard-boiled egg.
Wow.
You just got to be that egg that doesn't get touched, that yolk that's flexible, versatile. You're trying to grab my eggshell? Oh, you missed. You can't catch me.
The yolks, it's not
I think you want to wind up being hard rather than
You want to be
soft.
like over easy eggs.
No, you don't.
No, you want to be just an
hard.
egg as is or a potato as is.
You want to be a hard boiled egg.
I think you want.
What's the best form of an egg and what's the best form of potato?
Excuse
the
me?
purest form,
Depends.
not cracked and not boiled.
But it takes us out of your quote though. You can't. This is not an option. We have to be in the boiling water.
You got 3 people here that are really confused.
I
can't imagine what they're thinking.
I think
they're getting it.
I think if they're getting what you're picking up, what you're putting down, it's don't be a soft potato, be a hard boiled egg.
Right, just stick to the quote.
Don't let the water
start changing the eggs.
The thing is,
We're changing eggs for it.
Too over easy.
Brown or white?
Don't let organic is the answer. Don't let the boiling water dictate you.
Right. Become a hard boiled egg.
Sometimes you have to be a hard boiled egg. Sometimes you have to be a soft potato. It's a balance in this life.
Find your balance.
So don't let that boiling water touch you.
But you're in you're in that boiling water no matter what you do.
Okay.
You can't not be
so
in the
what?
boiling water.
It's a figure of speech. It's an analogy. None of us are in boiling water, you guys.
Technically, we may be.
It's a firmament.
It's a firmament.
It's a firmament. Bro, if you don't think that... No, stop laughing. No, now we're going to talk about this.
No,
Don't do it. I don't bring it up. When people do bring it up,
listen.
I'll talk about
We
it.
don't need to get more
We
off
live
fucking...
on a...
No, stop. Just stop.
Why?
Next week's
You don't
pod.
believe it?
Nick, you just said like 7 crazy things. You want to say more crazy things?
No.
I don't care. I clearly don't
All right,
care.
knock yourself out.
Your quote,
talk about
your
the
quote
firmament.
is well received, but save the firmament for next week.
Dan, we're going to talk about it right now.
I'll do a deep dive. We can do
No.
You guys,
No,
you guys
no.
have to let me and Dan just like do a deep dive one of these days.
Yeah,
All right,
maybe,
fair.
but not today.
We could even relate it to the Bible because it says that we're in a firmament.
is.
That's
literally
my
in the
main
Bible, so
point,
that's the
bro.
whole
Like, if
belief.
you believe in Christ, then you should believe in that as well.
Sorry,
Right,
though.
but save that. Save that one.
All right. Now
what's
it's
the
gonna get a
question?
little. It's just a question.
What is
it? I'm just gonna ask the question, and you guys are gonna answer, and I'm not gonna really elaborate as much anymore after
Okay.
it. Okay.
I was about to say that's how questions work.
Very good statement and observation, Dan. But on this show, usually we ask a question and we talk about it. But I'm not going to talk about it. I'm going to see how you guys receive it and just go with it. Okay, you ready?
Yeah.
Kick the
let's do
boodle.
it.
How do you know you're doing well in life when some days you really don't feel like you are?
Oh, that's great. What do you think,
Um,
Cristo?
I think when you look around you and you see everything that you have, whatever it may be, and you're grateful for it, then I think that means, you're doing all right.
Mm-hmm.
That's a way to pull yourself out of that.
Very good.
Yeah, I agree. To add to that, what you find yourself in is a granular piece of your life and what you're going through, and you're focusing and like harping on that at that time. That's when you probably feel like, I don't even know if I'm doing the right thing. And that's why you have to kind of do what Cristo said, take a step back, look at the bigger picture, and look at all the good things that you have going on surrounding that bad thing, or these few things that you're, or these few things that you're dealing with that's offsetting some emotion in your body,
Mm-hmm.
It's a way to just get grounded and reset the priorities.
Yeah.
reset it.
Because
High level.
that's
Things are not that
something I think everyone battles with,
Absolutely.
And like, I don't know, for me today, that I kind of battled with that. But sometimes you can't even put the finger on it, Like I just didn't have like high vibes today, I guess you're saying. I didn't feel too hot today,
That's fair.
And then, but I'm combatant. I try to snap myself out of it, or, because that is also a skill that I try to develop, of trying to elevate your vibes and how you're feeling and talk your way out of it or whatever,
Yeah.
But some days you just can't shake it, and you're just like,
It's
that's
lingering
gonna
on
be your
you.
day, yeah. Like I can't even really put a thing on it, like a finger on like what's making me feel that way today. It's weird, but
No,
it's
it
also
makes
weird
sense.
because like the people around you can sense it.
Yeah,
Like,
we're
I was
very
on the phone
attuned
with
to that.
Dad today. He's like, "You right, Nick?" I was like, "Yeah, I'm all right." You know, like, and he's like, "You sure?" And like, usually it's just, "You all right?" And he's like, "Okay, he's fine." He's like, and then he's like, "You sure?" And I'm like, "Oh, like, now Dad's concerned." I was like, "I'm fine. I'm just like not, you know, it's not like, I don't know."
It's not your day type of thing.
And then you asked me once I got home. I was like, "Yeah, I'm all right. I'm just,
Spidey senses.
yeah."
Nah, I mean, it's okay, you know, like to not have a good day or feel yourself every day. I'm sure everybody deals with that, you know.
Everybody.
But
Yeah.
it's about taking that, harnessing it, realizing, you know, you had that kind of day and just trying to move forward and do all that you can to make sure,
You're
you know,
good.
that doesn't happen. That you keep positive energy, keep positive vibes.
Yeah, I mean, that's how I looked at it. I was like, you know, it's all right to not feel good all the time.
Your
Sorry.
your body just
but
naturally.
don't let it cripple you, you know.
No,
Yeah.
no, never that. Never.
Yeah. You know, sometimes like really it's an opportunity, especially if you realize in that moment that I can go ahead and switch this a little bit. Like, all right, I can't shake it, but I'm analyzing it, or I'm letting it just kind of flow through my thought process.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because you're dealing with a chemical balance in your body. Like that's what our emotions are. They're offset by the chemicals that are in our body.
Excuse me. Yeah.
And if one day you're kind of having a bad one, but you're reminded, like, oh yeah, that thought process. Hold on, let me kind of just remember, like, this is not that bad. Big picture
Yeah.
stuff. I'm kind of feeling good that well, at least this is good. At least this is good. This is just something that my body's doing that I'm uncomfortable with right now, but it's gonna pass.
Amen, brother.
Yeah. Well,
Very nice. Thank you, guys. That was good.
happy to help make a good topic that you brought to the table.
Great again.
Great again. Well, I was gonna say better, because it was already good.
Make America better.
People will be like, "But was America really ever great?" Yeah, it was. Yeah,
It still is.
yeah. Love your country, man.
Welcome
love
to the How We
your
Doin' Pod.
country.
Yeah,
I don't agree with people that don't
without
love
your
the country.
without your
We
country,
don't
where
sit
would you
for
be?
that. We stand for that.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
We don't.
And it's like, if you're gonna sit here and
Look,
trash
we
talk
look,
the country and not
No.
like it and this and that, then leave, bro.
You stand for the flag, though.
And you know,
Then leave. Dan
it's-
used to not, but
it's cooler to be tough.
Sorry.
Let's
I
be
can
tough.
talk about that.
Sorry, Dan.
You used to not stand for the flag?
Yeah.
He used to not sit. He used to sit for the
I
pledge of
used to
allegiance.
sit for the Pledge of Allegiance in high
Get
school.
rid of this moth, man.
And then what
the
happened?
teachers would like scorn me and stuff like that. And then now I understand the true value and meaning behind the flag, and will always respect
Yeah,
it.
now Dan's like all about it. What
That's
do you
all right,
call
man.
it?
It's treason if you use the image of the flag in any other format.
Yeah, but
other than
what's the
it's-
word you use? Use the P word.
What? Huh?
Perversion.
Patriotic? No, I said treasonous.
You said perversion.
Oh yeah, if you pervert the flag.
Correct.
That's power.
Yeah,
All
man.
right.
This
Way to go,
one,
Dan.
this
Proud of
one
you, man.
customer, was asking the prices of things. He was like, "Sheesh." I was like, "Yep, told you the prices. That's what it is." And then the lady actually goes, "Make sure you vote in November." And I was like, "Fuck yeah." It was kind of funny.
Like it, love it. Hey,
Price is too high. Well,
Just
who'd
gotta
you vote
have
for?
it. That's gonna do it for Nico's notes. Thank you for joining me. That's gonna do it for How We Doing Podcast. Thank you for joining the show. Thank you for joining the show.
He doesn't even have. You don't have lyrics. You have one.
I
line.
have 2 lines, yeah. One for the notes, one for the pod. I'll play the guitar with it next week, man.
next time,
Better.
we'll bring your guitar down. We'll bring Bailey down. Balletza, we'll let her run all over the
Oh,
table.
We should just let her just chill up.
We should. You guys would. We might get more viewers just by putting her on the table. Honestly.
Yeah.
I gotta stretch.
Got
man.
anything else, brother? Because I have a message.
No, take it home.
All right. This is episode 68. Welcome if you're just joining us. All right. Happy that those that are following and that are watching the pod, that are still watching the pod. Really grateful to have you. A little message for you guys as we step out of here. It's about sacrifice. And I have a little kind of quote here. Deep understanding only comes through sacrifice. And based off of that, I'm going to suggest that that sacrifice is the only thing that could usher true change. So it's your willingness to kind of, in a sense, submit to yourself. We come to every situation with pretexts. Is that the right word? Right?
Yeah,
right?
I think so.
With pretexts.
notions.
Yeah. No?
Preconceived notions.
Preconceived notions? Okay, yeah. So, you come to the table with that to every situation, and it limits you limit yourself. But if you let down your guard, which is a form of sacrifice, and you're willing to hear or understand somebody else's side, or to kind of pull away from the outcome that you're hoping out of that situation, you're making a sacrifice. You're pulling away from your own desire or your own thought process, your
preconceived notions.
Thank you. And you're giving yourself an opportunity to come out with a better outcome, because you should always be willing to understand the situation fully and being willing to sacrifice before you actually have the full understanding that could lead to true change. You want change. Change is something that we don't necessarily always want, right? But it's like something that kind of is nurturing for growth.
Yeah, you need it.
Definitely. And I feel like nothing bad could come out of sacrifice,
In the grand scheme of things,
right. Yeah. Like, obviously, there are certain scenarios where it's like, in the moment, like
a direct thing,
that sucks. But in the long term, if you really give up something and put your time towards something else that's more pressing than you feel, I feel like that's a way to just get on the right path.
Yeah, and that you wind up with a win, and your sacrifice, now you give the opportunity not only for change, but the ability to help people in a more truthful manner, more genuine manner. And that's where you want to be. You want to be in the realm of truth. You want to be in the realm of change that implements growth. That's how you get to your desire, your fulfillment, your passion, as we spoke about last week. And I think that this is all heavily reliant on your relationship with Christ. I mean, he is truth. And if you want to truly help somebody, if you really want to be part of some real good, you need a lot of the fundamental, just the wisdom that comes from Christ and the understanding of why things are even happening to you the way they're happening to you, gives you the willingness to accept sacrifice more so you could really grow. And I just want to encourage everybody to think about that for a second, because I want everybody around me to prosper. Anybody that's in a dark hole, that's in a bad way, that's going through something that's detrimental, or at least it feels detrimental, even if it's not, you deserve to get through that. You deserve to prosper, to reach your fulfillment. You shouldn't be held back and bounded by your situations. And that's why sometimes you got to do that really uncomfortable thing and sacrifice. And that comes in various forms, as we all know. And if you don't know, well, kind of realize anything that you're doing for somebody else and not fulfilling yourself, that's the sacrifice. It's the very basis of it. So I would want everybody to kind of walk away with knowing that not only they're worth it, they're valuable, but if you just accept sacrifice, you could kind of reach a place of true change and true growth.
Yeah, you got to be willing to sacrifice. I think that for people, if you don't sacrifice, it's going to catch up to you.
Yeah, be willing to sacrifice before the sacrifice smacks you, right?
And it's like kind of built on the belief of like, you get what you receive in this life, so, and that's like also
reap what you sow
through your faith as well, so, you want to be like in God's favor, be willing to sacrifice and make sacrifice. Because if you don't, I do believe God will obviously still look after you, but why would he put you in his favor if you're not willing to sacrifice?
And put yourself last, in a sense, so God could put you first. If you're doing that for him, you're creating a roadblock to your growth, to your success, to understanding sacrifice, and all those things. So,
Get to church, read the word, sinners.
Get to church, read the word. Get to church, read the word.
Thanks a lot for
What's the
listening.
dinner?
Thanks a lot for
What's the
watching.
dinner?
Go to
We are a winner.
howwedoinproductions.com.
From
Get yourself a
winner.
t-shirt. Follow the pod, like the pod, subscribe to the pod. Tell your friends about it. Tell your mom about it. Tell your dad about it. Tell your gym teacher about it if you have one.
Mad love.
You're so funny, Chris.
Thanks.
How we
Get
doing?
a new shirt.
Bro, I haven't wore a red shirt in like freaking 3 weeks, 4 weeks. Why can't I wear a red shirt?
Don't care.
I'm gonna keep doing the podcast. You guys can go upstairs now. So what I was saying about
flat
the
earth.
firmament. Okay.